Hi, and welcome to Qigong Live Online this morning. This is the Beginner series, and we're going to go back. We've just finished the Zhang Gong. We're going to go back and do a little bit of revision, and I plan to do that for the next couple of weeks. Is go back, and we're going to go back to the Shibashi, which we did was the first exercise we did, the first system we did. And we went up to the first 6. There's 18 exercises in the Shibashi system, and I did the first 6 for you as a beginner's level. So we're going to go back and we're going to practice those. And next week, I think we did the Bhagwan Jin, and we'll do the first few exercises in the Bhagwan Jin next week. Just as a revision to go back over, because sometimes we forget the exercise, and sometimes people like to do the exercise every week over and over again, which is a really good way of doing it, because you should practice like that. But what I've done as a beginner series, I've introduced lots of different exercises from different systems at the beginner's level of those systems. Because each of the exercises have lots of different levels to them. There's the first one, just the first we understand beginners to learn just how to move your arms and how to relax. That's good to start with, yeah? And then the second part, you introduce the breathing to it. So we learn how to breathe in and breathe out with the arms. And so we coordinate our breath and our arm moving at the same time. And the third one, was what usually comes in, is talking about the meridians and which meridians you're breathing in and out of while you're doing that. The fourth one's to do with your extraordinary vessels. And the fifth one is usually to do with your spiritual connection of this, how the exercise is spiritually connecting it. So, but we've got to start somewhere. And that way you start, of course, is you've got to learn how to do the exercise. And the way to do that, of course, is learn how to do it physically first and be able to get your arms moving, articulate your arms, have your legs standing in a certain position, having your knees bent, tucking your pelvis, all those things that are the keys to setting up the exercise. So when you're physically moving, everything's in alignment. And that's what we do for the beginners part. And that's what we've done in I think the very first couple of classes were all about stances, just how you stand together. If you missed those, go back and have a quick look at them. Well, not a quick look, go back and watch them and practice the stances. And there's ones on breathing as well, about the different breathing. And so we do that, especially as I say, if you miss those ones, go back into the library and have a look. And then we'll carry on to these ones. So also I know there are people watching today, so I don't know who you are because I can't see your name. So the only way I can say hello to you is if you just say hello, Pete, and it'll come up with your name and I can say hello to you. Yep, you don't have to, but if you want to, and it's a bit more personal if I know who I'm talking to, is I have a name to the person. Otherwise, I'm talking to the screen sort of thing, and I quite like knowing I'm talking to somebody. So if you can, just write your name and say hello, and I can have a say hello to you. So we're doing the Shibashi. So we're going to go right back to wave hands over the lake. And we're going to go back to the very, very first exercise. We're going to practice that. We're going to sit inside it. I'll still cue you the same as we're doing, because remember, we're learning how to do it physically first. And I'll cue the breathing for it as well. So we do the breathing, and I'll cue you a little bit about the stance, just as a revision, so how we're doing it. So before we start, we're going to have our feet facing parallel towards the front. Now, the gap between our feet is about one of our own foot widths apart. Our own foot width is whatever distance that is. And you put the foot on the other side. Now that's called a single horse stance, yeah? And your knees go out towards your toes, so you don't have your knees facing inwards, the knees go out towards your toes. And it's symbolic to your measurement, because everybody's feet are a different size, but your feet is exactly right for you. So you have your foot, if you do a double horse stance, it's 2 of your feet distances, and you go out to the other side, and you bring the knees out towards the toes again. Yeah, so you have knees straight above your toes. Of course, each twice, remember, the feet still stay parallel. You don't have your feet out. So we'll just do a single horse stance in the beginner's way. And this is quite exact. Then you bend your knees slightly. So, and then you put your weight on the kidney points, which is kidney 1 underneath the ball of your foot. Your toes grip the ground, and then relax your toes. And the heels are resting on the ground. You're just resting on the ground, but there's no weight in it, but they're touching the ground. You don't want to be off the ground. They're just touching the ground all the way to the front. Now what that does is, of course, is engages your muscles. Now my muscles are engaged, and as soon as I engage my muscles, it engages all the energy in the meridians to start working, and all the blood and chi to start the chi and the blood starts moving, and engages when you do that, engage the muscles. So I'm standing back on my heels, then it engages the energy inside my bones, which is a different thing. I want my 12 meridians engaged, so I'm going to come forward, 6 of them in the legs anyway. And I'm going to engage the 6 meridians in my legs by standing on the muscles. As soon as I do that, they activate, so now the energy has to start moving because I've engaged muscle tissue. Yep. Going to tuck your pelvis forward, which is the other key point. You bring your pelvis forward and relax. I'll go to the side so you can see that. Just going to tuck our pelvis forward and then relax. Make sure when we bring our pelvis forward, we bring our bum forward and we relax. Make sure you relax. Don't just bring it forward and hold it there, because if you do that, you're holding tension. And you want to actually relax once you're there, so you can feel your bum muscles relax. But don't go back the way you were, of course. Just hold that posture, but in a relaxed way. Good. So we've got the feet, got the knees, tucking our pelvis. Good. Now bring your chin back. Yeah, and you hang from your equivalent of like in a headstring, so you feel like you're suspended from heaven. You're just standing, and because you're flexible, you're actually relaxed on your muscles. And the whole body just feels like it's hanging from your headstring, and the muscles are nice and relaxed. Yeah, good. So that's the basic one. The quiescent standing form, which I taught in the first one, gives you a whole lot more stages, but that'll do for today. Go back and have a look at the quiescent standing form, and you'll see what I mean. So have your hands, so relax your arms, relax your shoulders. So when we bring the hands forward, and this is wave hands over, like the hands come up. As they come up, they stay relaxed, as relaxed as possible, and then you bring your hands down. So you're trying to bring your arms up with energy, not muscles. So you're trying to relax the muscles as much as you can and let the energy float the arms. And then the energy brings the arms down. Now, when you're doing your hands, I just did the advanced class I did just before this was about the difference between floppy and relaxed. I'll bring that into it here as well. That's stiff, that's floppy and nothing, and energy empty is just when it's got energy in it and it feels empty and it's alive with power, but it's relaxed. But it's not stiff and it's not floppy. So when we bring our arms up, they're not floppy hands, so they've got this floppy feeling in their hand. The energy feels like the arms are full of power. And they come up and they float up because they're full of energy, and then they float back down and they're full of energy as well. Yeah? So you breathe in as you bring the hands up, and as you breathe in, the arms inflate, the body inflates, and that makes the arms float. And you compact the chi into the body, and then it comes back down again. So I'm compacting the chi. And as I do that, I'm compacting the chi in the body, and then the body sort of like, and I'd say shrinks, but it's probably but you understand what I'm saying. It compacts, so the energy of the outside of the body the physical body starts to compact as well. And you feel that feeling. And then you relax and you breathe in, and the body expands again. Yeah, so something that's really, really simple exercise. There's lots to it. Good. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So I've just added another piece for you, which is the expansion and contraction part of this exercise. Now we've got the physical arms coming to the front and the arms coming down. Keep your shoulders down, don't pick your shoulders up. We've got the breathing in and the breathing out. Breathing in as they come up, and then breathing out as they go down. And now we have the expansion and compaction. So expanding the energy in the body, breathing in, compacting the chi as we breathe out. Good, so there's 3 pieces of the exercise. Very good. Breathing in and breathing out. And because you've been doing the other exercise since we've started, you'll notice that this feels very different than it was when you first did it, because you've done a lot of practice now, so the arms are different. And the more practice you get, of course, the more the arms keep changing, the more the body keeps changing, the more the way you see the world keeps changing, everything keeps changing. So we have to say we haven't been back to these ones for a while, so the arms will be really different than they were the very first time when you did this. Very good. So we go to the second exercise, which is the embrace the mountain. We've got to rock back onto your heels. There's 2 exercises in this Shibashi system that has energy where you stand on your heels. The rest of them all in the front of your feet. So we're standing on our heels. So the hands come forward. Now remember, what I didn't do in the other exercise was make sure you don't have your arms straight. I'll turn around so you can see what I mean. So when your hands come up, Shibashi, it comes up. What you don't want to do is have their arms forward like that. They're relaxed. There's a slight bend in them just to take the tension off them, and they come up and down that way. The arms are relatively straight. You don't bend the arms and come up with bent arms. It comes up relatively straight, but they're relatively straight with a slight bend in them. Yep. So you don't have a straight arm because it stops the chi. There are exercises where you do that, but it's for stretching the ligaments in your elbows, but this is not one of them. Yeah? Comes up, and slightly, that's straight, and this is relaxed. Yeah, very different. Okay. Back onto your heels again for embrace the mountain. Now the same thing, the hands come float back up again as you expand. And as you open the hand, you're rocking forward onto the front of your feet. Keep your heels on the ground though, and feel the expansion. And then rock back onto your heels. And stay on your heels as you lower your arms. So as you raise and lower your arms, there's no movement. That movement only happens breathing in when you open, you rock forward, and when you close, you rock back. That's it. Perfect. That's it. Now, same thing with the inflation. So we add the breathing to this. So it's a long breath in. Feel the body expand. And long breath out. Long breath in. Rocking forward. Long breath out, rocking back. Now, important to know this, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it the first time, I might not have, but keep your breath in your arms so that they finish at the same time. So I'll explain that. So when you're breathing in, you don't want to be halfway across and you've already done your in-breath and you've run out of breath. But then you're going to be holding your breath for the rest of the exercise. The same thing when you're breathing out, you have to time this. So you don't want to have your breath out and you've already finished it when you're still here and you've got to lower your arms but you're holding your breath. The idea is the in-breath, out-breath, when it finishes and starts, is at the start and the end of the exercise. So you might have to do the exercise faster to keep with your breath, and do it that way than try and keep your breath and hold your breath to the exercise. Do it the other way. So you want to have a long, slow, quiet breath, but where your breath capacity is, match the exercise to your breath. And in time, your breath will get longer and the exercise will get slower. Don't do it the other way around where you're trying to drag your breath from, so you move super slow and you're really, really, really dragging breath. And now it's not comfortable. And I'm here, don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. Relax. So just work out the speed you need to do, which will be different to everybody else between you and your breath capacity. So you can breathe in and breathe out. So you finish the breath and you start the breath in exactly the same place. So you stop, you open your hands, and as soon as I finish the breath, in breath, my hands stop at the same time. And that's the practice, to get the timing of that perfect. And it just takes time. Cool. Now, we'll do the expansion and contraction thing. We'll add that one to this one, seeing where that's the part we're doing at the moment. Breathing in and just feel the body expanding. And then feel the body compacting. Rocking back, and then compact the chi back in your lower down chi. Perfect. There you go. We add that piece to it. Breathing in. Breathing in. Good. And breathing out. Breathing out. Very good. Painting the rainbow in the sky is the next one. So the hands come up from the bottom. Before you live with this exercise. Comes up, turns over between your tongue, between your eyes, turns them over, push them towards the sky. Now we're going to move towards the right. I'm going to mirror you. You're going to go towards the right, and then you're going to look towards the left. And the hand comes down, and do the same thing again. Don't have your hands straight, have your hands slightly bent. The other hand's above your head. Watch the hand as it comes up into the center. Double weight in the center, and change the weight as the hand goes down. We do a smooth transition on the way through. Remember, the hand's looking straight towards the side. It's not looking down, and it's not looking up in the air, straight towards the side. Watch the hand comes up. And when you get to the top, you should be double weighted at this stage, and then you change the weight as you come the other side. Cool. So breathe in. We'll give the breath to that. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Remember, I'm going to the opposite side. I'm leaning to the opposite side with my hands are facing. I'm not facing the same way. I'm across there, looking across the body. It comes up, and I project it out, and I turn the opposite direction. Good. And breathing in as it comes up. Breathing out as it goes down. Breathing in as it comes up. Breathing out as it goes down. We add the expansion. Breathe in, feel the body expand. Breathe out, feel the body contract. Pack the chi. Breathing in. In this case also we're breathing out through the hand, so we can feel it out going out through the hand at the same time. Breathing in. Sam. Just there. Breathing in and breathe out. Breathing in, it comes up. Breathing out, it goes down. Good. So that's what that expansion contraction feels like down. Breathing in, expand, and bring the hands down, and then pack the chi and return the surplus chi to your lower dantian. Okay, perfect. And we're going to do scoop the sea, part the clouds. So remember, we go down and scoop, keep our back straight. And this one's a really easy one for the expansion contraction, but we'll do the physical exercise part of it first. So we lower ourselves down, keeping our back straight, tuck your bum forward. Of course, the hands will turn it at the bottom. Comes up. The hands don't touch. Turn over the top. And you feel like you're scooping. You lower yourself down. Keep your back straight. Okay, cross over at the bottom. So the breath, you're breathing in on the way up. And you're breathing out on the way down. Breathing in as you come up. And breathe out on the way down. I'll turn to the side, keep your back straight. So breathe in, comes up. Look at your hands at the top. And then breathe out, look at your hands straight. And just go straight down, tuck your pelvis. Keep your back straight, don't lean forward. Yeah, keep your back straight. Keeps the energy moving through the Dumai meridian, or the Dumai vessel. Looking up, and then down, keep going. Then down. Good, do the expansion. As you breathe in, feel the body expand. Good, as you breathe out, feel compacting the chi. Compacted into the bones, compacted into the extraordinary vessels, compacted into the meridians. Breathing in, feel the expansion, and compact the chi. Breathing out. Good. We'll do one more. Breathing out. And breathing in. Nice and easy. Good, then bring your hands down the side to finish turning the chi to the lower dantian again. Floating silk hands. Both hands come to the front again, just like in the first exercise. Then you turn the right palm up and the hand comes straight back. The elbow stays down, the hand comes up. Then the hand comes round to the front and it comes towards the top hand. The top hand turns over and you slide it across the top of the hand. You can feel the energy going past the hand. Comes up, I'll turn around to the side. Comes up, elbow stays down. Hand comes back to the front. Gets close to the hand, you turn the hand over and then you slide it across the top of the hand and then it comes back. Breathing in and breathing out as you go forward. Slide it across the hand. Breathing in and breathing out. So this is happening from the hips. The hips are moving your back, the hips are moving the hand back, and then the hips move the hand forward. Okay, breathing in. Feel the expansion as you breathe in, and feel the compacting chi as you breathe out, but it's also going out through the hand. Out through the fingertips. Breathing in and out through the hand. You feel the energy going across the top, goes out through the fingers and out through the thumb. Good. And back to the Good. Comes up. Turn. Roll both hands over the top of each hand of the hands. Bring them back. And then bring the hands down. And bring them back. Return the chi to the lower dantian. The last one we're going to do is rowing the boat in the middle of the lake. So we're going to row the same thing at the end. Lower yourself down. Don't put your bum out though. So you lower yourself down. Go straight down. Then turn the palms to the front. And then the hands go backwards. So go backwards as far as you can, depending on your shoulders, how far they go back. Over the top. And then the hands come down the front. Come down the front facing towards the front. And as they go down, you lower yourself down. Keep your knees so the knees don't The knees don't go together. Keep your knees above your toes. Then turn your palms. Then breathe in and go backwards. Good. So you breathe out on the way down. Coming straight down the front, breathing out. And then breathing in. So that the sound you can hear is a Balinese ceremony. They play that music for their part of the ceremony. Yep. If you can hear that, that's what that is. And they're walking down the road playing the instruments. And there's a procession that goes with it. It's very colourful. Breathing in. And they do it for marriages, they do it for funerals, they do it for christenings, they do it for lots of different things. Breathing in. And then breathing out. The same thing again, don't run out of breath. Time your breathing with your hand and the movement of your body. And breathing in. And then breathing out. Now if you do the inhalation and the expansion again, as we breathe in, let the body expand. Feel the body floating, feel the arms getting bigger, legs getting bigger. Make sure when you come to the top, keep your legs slightly bent still. And then bend your knees down. Keep your back straight. When we stand back up straight, don't straighten your legs though. They straighten, but they don't go straight. Come up. Even when I'm standing here, that they're still slightly bent. I'm not actually straightening them. They're not locked back. That's it. Perfect. And breathe out all the way down. And we'll do one more. We'll do two more. Breathing in. This is really good for your spleen and stomach. Good for your digestion. Breathing in. Bring your hands back down the front. Very cool. And that's it. That's the first 6 exercises. So that's great. Great workout. So you can go back and do this video again as a practice. And roll back on your thumb. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. 2 thumbs together. Go. Open your hands. Bring energy towards your heart. And then bring the energy, surplus energy, back to your lower dantian. Good. And then step back and bow to everybody in the class today. Have a beautiful week. And keep practicing. Qigong changes your life. So in so many different ways. It's not just energetically. It changes the way you see the world as well. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week, And I think we're going to do, we'll go and do some revision on the Bhagwan Gym next week. Bye-bye. See you later.